Even before the final words were uttered in the historic proclamation, American crowds went wild with thunderous applause and tears of joy over the legal assimilation of 50 million American immigrants. Of course, there were a handful of detractors. Some showed their prejudice over the mass migration across the southern border as an invasion of foreigners, but they were quickly reminded that their new citizens and countrymen were also Americans, only from the country within North America that happened to be one nation south. But this group of newly minted citizens were not freeloaders. Along with this proclamation was the stipulation that not one of the new immigrants would receive one dime of welfare. They were the best and the brightest of their formerly southern nation. They included engineers, computer programmers, and of course, plenty of manual laborers. Best of all, they were pro-family, and they embraced traditional values that were no longer the norm in their old country that had embraced too many humanist, liberal, and politically correct views. These individuals were intelligent, hard-working, freedom-loving people just looking for a new start and opportunity, not handouts. As their hands were raised accepting their new citizenship, you could hear a united, thunderous affirmation of the 6-word slogan that the national leaders of this movement started just 1 year prior. Yes, we can. With banners raised reading C for can, A for assimilate, N for new, A for Americans, D for deporting themselves from, A for America. Welcome, my fellow Americans, to Canada. This video may be a work of fiction, but it could become real if enough fiscal and moral conservatives were to make a grand exit to Canada, or New Zealand, Australia, Greenland, or even Israel. All it would take would be their collective consciousness to conclude that the US is unfixable, with half its jobs being government jobs and half its population addicted to the welfare state, with entitlement mentality being the pervasive attitude of the land. Or perhaps the United States might be largely wiped out by an electromagnetic pulse device, or even from a plasma burst from the sun. But whatever triggers the mass exodus, their combined trust in God, combined with their consolidated conservative voting bloc they bring to the new national home, could result in a far stronger land than the United States ever was, even in her brightest days. Will they have any regrets? Would some look in the rearview mirror of life? Of course there will be some regrets, but if they look back into the rearview mirror and see what was left behind, they will see a nation of virtually all liberals living in a nation imploding upon itself. A nation that resented the late, great United States. They finally will have gotten their wish. Their enemies all gone, and they can finally run things their way with no one left to stop them or to leech off of. But that won't last long, because viruses require hosts, and with no productive people left, the leeches will have to try to suck blood out of turnips. Liberals leeching off of other liberals. Now that's quite a picture, but one that will fade fast. And as for national growth in the land of abortions and homosexuality, not happening. Time will tell if this ever comes to be, but don't count on conservatives and people of faith sticking around forever in a land that once was the land of the free and the home of the brave, but devolved into a land of the freaks and the home of the brazen. 5 fun trivia questions about Canada. Question: did you know that the music background of this video was "O Canada," the Canadian national anthem? What is the world's second largest country in landmass? Canada, with 3.855 million square miles, behind Russia's 6.6 million. Which has more people, Canada or the state of California? California, with 38 million. Canada has 35 million. What is the capital of Canada, Montreal or Toronto? Neither. It's Ottawa. In what province is the capital city of Ottawa? Ottawa Province. See you in Canada or New Zealand or